I spent over a week in Cusco, and then after Randy got there, we went on to Machu Picchu, like a lot of tourists, and then returned to Cusco to see a little bit of the Corpus Christi festival. I feel like sometimes Cusco gets, not enough attention. A lot of times it's seen as a place to go to acclimate so you can go see Machu Picchu, and not taking anything away from going to Machu Picchu, but Cusco shouldn't be overlooked as a destination in its own right. It is full of tourists, but as long as you have your expectations set, so you know you're not discovering a hidden Andean village, you're visiting a city of 500,000 people with a fascinating blend of Andean and Spanish culture. And you can also spend some time outside of the historic center in a pretty easy to visit 21st century Latin American city. As I said in my other video, I decided to rent a car, which did give me a lot of freedom, but it also gave me a fair amount of stress. So yesterday was a great day in a lot of ways, and a very stressful day in other ways, but I'm in the plaza by the Church San Blas, and my first task this morning is to find a parking garage where I can legally park the car and not worry about it. Finally found some legal street parking, but honestly, I can't parallel park this car I have with this clutch, so couldn't use it anyway. I did find a parking garage that I could get in and out of. It was a little ways from my hotel, but it worked out just fine. The car had a finicky clutch and also these lovely bald tires, which was exciting because the streets are made of stone, there are a lot of pedestrians, and there's some steep hills. By the way, Randy shot this video after he was there. I wasn't trying to film while I was driving. So for me, I'd already discovered that the cure for stress and homesickness when you're in Cusco is a visit to Jack's Cafe. I went there in 2011 when I was feeling homesick, toward the end of my stay, and I discovered the same thing this time. My other favorite place to visit in Cusco was Coricancha, the Church of Santo Domingo. The first time I went was with Jesus after he'd gotten off work, so we went kind of late in the day. It wasn't that crowded. And the place is just fascinating. It was once the most important temple of the Incan Empire. And then the Spanish came, they tore that down and built the church and convent of Santo Domingo on top of that. So now there's this blend of the Incan ruins and the Spanish architecture and the Spanish church. Plus there's a contemporary art exhibit when we were there. I think that exhibit comes and goes, but there's a museum of Cusqueño art, which was fascinating, although I couldn't take pictures. So I love this place. They have a beautiful garden that I could relax in. I went back later and hired a guide from all the people that kind of mill about in front offering their services. To me, the self-guided tour was just as good as the guide on the spot tour. It seemed like she thought mostly her job was to take my picture in front of different things, which is fine. If I could do it again, I would have spent some time trying to research a guide with more recommendations that maybe could have explained a deeper level of understanding. This garden is my favorite place in Cusco. And it's funny because it seems like not many people really notice it that much. I mean, there are people here enjoying it, but like the amazing little path full of different kinds of fuchsias that just goes to the bathroom. All right, I'm at the airport waiting for Randy, who's finally coming today. Yay! We have moved to the Airbnb, and now the hard part of my day is almost over, and then we get to go out for a nice dinner to celebrate my friend's birthday. By the way, the Cusco airport is small and ridiculously easy to navigate. Randy was there, we took the time to try one more time to see the ruins at Pisac. So this was my third try getting there, and third time's a charm, right? So we did find the entrance, but there was only an hour left and they only took cash. We didn't have any cash. Randy was still feeling a little bit new to the altitude, so we didn't go in, but he did have his drone with him, so he took some beautiful footage while we were out there. And then on the way back into town, we stopped at the overlook by the Cristo Blanco statue, and it is a beautiful view of the city of Cusco, so that was worth seeing. And that night, of all things, my nephew and his partner were on a tour of Peru and had a free evening in Cusco. So we were able to go to dinner with them, which was, I don't know, just one of those really fun things about It's a Small World. Randy's trying to get us an Uber into town. All the birthday festivities are over, and we're just going to go sightseeing. But first we have to take the luggage that's not going with us to Machu Picchu to the hotel here in Cusco, where we will stay when we get back.
I'm having
But we can't seem to call an Uber, so.
Here we are at Jack's.
Yeah, waiting for a table. I'm excited that Randy gets to try it. Randy was saying he wished he could have a beer, but they have such really interesting non-alcoholic drinks made with local herbs and limes or lemons, so it's really refreshing and it's better than a beer. I realized when I was in Cusco that our visit was going to overlap a little bit with the Feast of Corpus Christi. It's a multi-day festival, but we would be back in Cusco after our visit to Machu Picchu for the final day of celebrations.
All right, we made it. Now we're bringing our stuff over to the hotel. We've dropped off the car. That may have been Elizabeth's last driving in Cusco. And everybody's getting ready for the festival today. It hurts my teeth, it's so sweet. It's like
Del mismo modo, acabada la cena, tomó el cáliz.
Ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amén. Ave María, gracia fide, y del Señor Jesús. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra y en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día.
Down this little alleyway, which is really cool. It's just tucked away back there. The processions are still going on. We napped all afternoon, so we get in our hotel for 4 hours. But they're still processing. Spend at least 4 days. You do need time to get acclimated if you're coming from a lower altitude, which most of us are. And Cusco has so much to see. The cathedral, the Jesuit church. I'm sure there are other churches that are worth touring. You aren't allowed to take pictures in most of the churches, so I don't have anything to share with you except to say it's worth going inside. The museums that offer a comprehensive tour of the Incan civilization and the pre-Incan civilizations as well. Plus, it's just an interesting place. And also, honestly, because it is such a touristy city, it's very tourist friendly. And it's easy to stay there. It's easy to find a place to be comfortable. It's easy to get familiar food. There is some great food in Cusco. Everywhere I ate was amazing. Now, I did have Jesus to tell me places he recommended, places he knew were clean. If I didn't have him to give me some direction, I probably would take a food tour. The food is so good and so inventive. Okay, I know I've made it clear in both of these videos about Cusco that there are a lot of street vendors and they can be a little annoying. But the street life in Cusco is really enjoyable despite that. There seems to be always something going on, whether it's a procession in the main square, or just a neighborhood celebration. That's very beautiful. I saw people practicing getting ready for the big Inti Raymi festival in June. And I saw things that I have no idea what I was seeing. And by the way, the rainbow flag is the symbol of Cusco. And honestly, for me, just as enjoyable as watching the human culture in Cusco is watching the dog culture. Lots of places have stray dogs, but these dogs aren't strays. These dogs, I think, mostly have homes. They just get to live their lives out on the streets during the day with their dog society. If you're a dog lover like I am, it really is one of the most fun things about being in Cusco.
down. And you might think, what if I fall? Well, what if you don't? What if you fly?
Okay, and here's where you can tell my mom. Protect yourself from the sun and pack layers. It is so close to the sun there. You are up in the Andes. You are in the tropics still. The sun is brutal. So when I packed to come, this is May, we're very end of May, and I looked at the air temperatures. So I brought winter-ish clothing. The air temperature looked like I would at least need that in the mornings and at night. But it's so dry and the sun is so intense that I really should have packed fewer really warm things, maybe just like one really warm shirt and a jacket. What has been the right, like lightweight sun shirts for that I wear in summer in Florida have been the right weight for daytime here. And it's just such a beautiful place. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe, and you'll see our next video when we head out of Cusco into the Sacred Valley and on to Machu Picchu.
Rolling till the break of day. I keep rolling on, I'll be on my way. I keep rolling on, rolling till the break of day. I keep rolling.